This is the new SawStop compact job site table saw. The latest, the greatest, the cheapest SawStop that you can buy, but it has a potential problem. And I'll get into that in just a minute. I did reach out to SawStop about this problem, and I'll let you know their response. And then I'll let you decide, is it really an issue? But first, I want to unbox this and give you my first impression. This is the new SawStop. I just got it in, like literally just come off the UPS truck. I bought this about 2 months ago on a pre-order. Because I wanted to review it on the channel. It's the latest, greatest SawStop saw to come out as far as new product they've come out with. And I wanted to check it out for the channel, but you guys get to see the unboxing. If you're interested, I think this model runs about $8.99. It's quite expensive for a job site saw, but it also has the safety stuff built in. So you know, I noticed that the instruction manual is right on the top, taped to the top. Essential tips for first use. A little packet, that's pretty cool. I don't want to cut the box up because if it has something wrong with it, I learned that the hard way on things. It's well packaged, that's for sure. That's the easiest way to do it. Giant sticker. It smells like a new car. Out of the box, the way it feels, the heft of it, just everything feels really nice. The fence is right there. We'll get all this set up and maybe put a cut or two in it. First impressions right out of the box, the thing has plenty of power to make the cuts. It's a solid saw. But I did have to make a couple of minor adjustments on the fence to get it square to the miter slot straight out of the gate. It's not a big deal, but I did have to make those adjustments. A couple of interesting things. It has this onboard tool storage where you can just take this off and take it to the job site, and that way you have your blade guard, your miter gauge, and the wrenches to change the blades all right here. Just don't leave this on the job site. I would like to have seen that not come all the way off. They should have put a hinge on there so that it doesn't come off. I think that's one of those things that job site to job site, especially have several employees, this is going to get left behind somewhere. I guarantee it. If you're in a shop and you're using this, most likely if you built this into the table, you would take this off because this would probably be blocked by the table, and so you'd have to find somewhere else to store that stuff. The fence, star of the show, I'm a big fan of rack and pinion fences just like this one, and this is no different. I like how this push and pull knob works. And speaking of that, all the knobs and everything that work on here, you can tell are really high quality. Everything works great. The blade they sent with it, of course, is trash. It's just not good. I swapped this out for a 40-tooth CMT chrome blade. It does come with a zero clearance insert, and the insert is very solid, so that's a good thing too. Dust collection is mediocre, but all I have is this dust extractor from Festool, and it's a tiny hose. I'm not really being able to connect into that full 2.5 or so port. If I had a shop vac, I think it would probably pull it all in. Of course, the selling point of this saw is going to be the SawStop name, and of course, I think it's $8.99 is what I gave for it. It's the safety feature you're buying into, so you don't cut them digits off. And $900 is a lot of money for a lot of people, but it's also not very much money if you consider finger-saving technology, and I think that's one of the main points of why anybody would get a SawStop. This is the cheapest SawStop you can buy, and it'll give you 24.5 inches rip capacity, maybe a little more. I'll have to look at the manual just to exactly see. But as far as everything working, like its fit and finish is very, very nice. The power's there. Rip capacity is probably where you'll hit your limits on 24.5 inches, but for a table saw, taking up minimal space, lots of power and safety features built in, probably the way to go if you don't have a limited budget. Otherwise, I think the skill saw that I showed a few months ago or a month or so ago on the channel, the beginner table saw, is probably a best budget option, but it doesn't have the safety feature. Power for power, I think the skill in this one's on point as far as the power goes. I can't tell the difference using memory that this one has less or more power. I think it's about the same. I think the fit and finish overall on this one's better. The way everything works, the knobs, the way everything turns, like everything like that feels more refined. It's tighter feeling, easy adjust bevel cuts, like super fast. Just push that little button and move it. And then it has this little dial up there that also micro adjusts. So if you need to dial in like a ½ degree or something, you could do that. You can tilt this up and set it flat on its side like that, and it has a carry handle there if you can take off walking with it if you need to. On the side, you get status light indicator or a sticker that tells you all about what the lights are, because when you turn it on, these two lights will start flashing and it'll kind of tell you what's going on if there's a problem. I like how the fence push to lock it in so it's not going to move. Pull to unlock it, and then you can just move it freely or use the knob to dial it right in. I got to figure out if this needs adjusting, but at full extension there is quite a bit of vertical up and down play, not left and right, but that will cause some issues on precision. So I sent the exact same videos I just showed to SawStop about the fence. So I sent an email to service@sawstop.com and I asked, is this normal or is there an adjustment I'm missing? Because I didn't want to misjudge this, right? The official response I got was, good afternoon, Matt. Yes, that amount of play at full extension seems to be normal from what we can tell with all of the CTSs we have looked at. What? So I responded and said, that's unfortunate for a company that typically produces high quality saws, because I have the SawStop 3 horsepower PCS and it's a fantastic saw. They responded the next day with, good morning, Matt. I will have the opportunity later today to inquire with engineering about the issues and let you know if there's any solution. Well, I've yet to hear back from them. That was yesterday morning at the time. I will have a full review to even see if this is going to matter at the end of the day. Is this going to cause any issues? I'm going to put this thing all the way through the test and make a bunch of cuts on it and make some builds with it and just see if this is going to be a potential problem with accuracy. I do foresee it being a problem in one area, which I'll cover in the full review. So if you're interested in that review, make sure you hit the subscribe button, bell icon, so you don't miss that review in the coming weeks. What do you think? Is this going to be a major issue? Is this a no-go for this saw, or is it something that's not really that big of a deal? Comment below. My 731 email list subscribers got to view this video yesterday and vote whether I released the first impressions video or held it and waited for the full review video. The vast majority voted to release the first impressions, so you get to see it. If you'd like to join the mailing list to get content like that, as well as exclusive deals from our store when we release new content and new products, I'll put a link in the description below as well as a pinned comment so you can join the 731 email list. If you are interested in this saw and you want a specific question answered in the full review that's coming, please comment below and let me know so I can take a look and try to incorporate that in the review. If you like this type saw, you'll love the Skill Table saw review just a couple months ago, a perfect budget pick right there. Click that box, get you the big old virtual fist bump. Or if you want a bigger saw, I do have a SawStop review of the big SawStop right there.